WEF alert. They're discussing controlling all water on the planet. Again, these global elitists are evil. They're trying everything they can to control every aspect of your life. And it's funny because they're meeting and actually telling you, admitting exactly what they're trying to do, but under the guise of, oh, we're trying to save the world. And you could just look at them and tell that they're evil. They literally look like evil villains. I mean, look at Carl Schwab and the likes of his ilk. They look like evil villains. But I'm gonna get to the video where one of the so-called economists is talking about water. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. The elite individuals gathered at Davos are engaged in discussions regarding worldwide control. In the complete video provided, which I'll show in a minute, their focus centers on the planet's water resources. Given that the Earth comprises of 73% water, they propose solutions like desalination, and dam construction to address this issue. In doing so, they believe they have found a resolution. These bothersome individuals desire dominion over water, land, and the entire globe. They express concerns about fairness and justice, adhering to the language used by the United Nations with the somewhat Marxist tone. Their intention appears to be to intimidate us into compliance. The global elites advocate for taking worldwide action. Globalists tend to invent fictitious crisis, subsequently presenting authoritarian mandates and advocating for global governance in the name of, quote, global commons for the betterment of all. That's the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. We have that's what they use to control. But their primary objective is to obtain funds, preferring to label it investment rather than aid, as they seek to finance their agenda. And you can hear the economists in the video expressing these views. Take a look at this.
That's also, of course, true with COVID, right? We are all only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. Climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things, but anyway.
Again, this is part of the Hegelian dialectic. You have a thesis, you have an antithesis or antithesis, and then you have a synthesis that brings it all together. So you create the problem. Hey, we have a problem here, and then the problem becomes big enough where people ask for help, and you come in with the solution. But the solution is actually gives you more power and control. That's exactly what's going on here. But it's challenging to know where to start when discussing this economics enthusiast who lacks a scientific background and appears to favor authoritarian elitism. She expresses frustration that individuals didn't exhibit enough fear to opt for vaccination with an experimental medication that lacks comprehensive long-term safety evaluations. And you can't argue against that. But furthermore, she believes that a group of totalitarians should have the authority to administer global vaccinations and impose their preferences on people. When no one voted for them, no one put them in power, no one asked for their help. So where do they come off just because they got money? Where do they come off to come and try to tell us what to do and try to control and regulate us? And where are the people in our government that are speaking out against these authoritarians that's trying to take away our sovereignty? You don't see anyone in our government that's speaking out against the World Economic Forum. It's disgusting that they have this much power, and our governments seem to run to them and give them more power. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.